Hello, and welcome to pureCHIROnotes, the home of electronic notes for the cash, membership, and box-on-the-wall chiropractic practice. We hope these demonstration videos help you in your search for electronic notes. Do not hesitate to contact us for more information.
Welcome back. We are now going to look at the administration module. This is going to be probably the longest video of the series, because this is where most of the back-end stuff is. In fact, this is where all of the back-end stuff is. So you see when we click on administration, we get this palette or menu of items to work on. We're going to start from the top and work down. So a report, the end of day report by doctor. So if we choose this function, the date range is here. And when we click go, it's going to give us a report for that date range separated by doctor. These are the 3 doctors that we have associated with this account. How many encounters they had that day. So you can see down here, this active account that I'm using, we've done 3 encounters today. These are the people we've done them with. Tells me how they've, what money's been collected, what type of money was collected, the type of payment, how many visits were remaining if they paid per visit, and then when their next payment is due. You see this guy down here did nothing. Takes all of this, and then down at the bottom of the page, it also gives us a total for the office. And so this is called the end of day report. We can go back and obviously change the date range, and that will give us that date range, similar things. You can see this doctor did that many in that date range, and they're separated by days. This doctor did 2 different days and saw that many, collected that much. You see Matt did this many and collected nothing. He needs to be fired. And then the totals obviously for the office in that date range. So that is the end of day report for doctors, by doctors. But we just want to look at throughput for any date range. This is going to give us a little bit different data. It will give us the date range, so August 1st through September 23rd, which is today. We're still working on the timestamp issue. Something changed in how Windows works, so the timestamps need to be looked up. We're working on that. And so it'll tell you the average time that the clients waited between the time they checked in and the time you check them in. And then it also reports how long you spent between the time you opened up their file and the time you closed it. This could be useful if you use pureCHIROnotes the way it was intended, which is the client checks in when they walk in. When they get on the table, you open up their folder, their file for that visit, and when you're done with the notes, you close it before the next patient. If that's not how you use PCN, these won't mean anything to you. And then the number of sessions per day. So if you just want a quick, down and dirty report of how many people were seen on any given day by any given doctor, this is how you would do that. So back here at the administration menu, we're looking at the client history. We're going to pull up a client. Let's just pick John Doe here. System's automatically going to fill in the first appointment date and obviously today's date. When we click go, the system will give us an HTML preview of all of their encounters for that date range. It might take just a few seconds for it to populate. The Doe family is used a lot in our demos. But you can see the complete S fields, complete when the session date for this record is, any of the other notes through here. They're going to be here, as well as a representation of the sliders. The bottom of each page, I don't know if you can see it or not, but it says any questions can only be interpreted by the attending chiropractor. Now, you're not going to just be able to use this to print out. You're going to go to the browser's print function. Here you can save it as a PDF, or you can actually print it out if you wish. And then it's going to give us a preview of what it's going to look like. As we go down, you can see there's 3 per page. And at the bottom of each page, it says any questions can only be interpreted by the attending chiropractor. And it gives the number of pages and what that is. So that is how you would print out notes for a client in a date range. We go back to administration. So the next item in our administrative menu here is the client invoicing or Uber bill. And in German, Uber is bigger than super. That's why I called it Uber bill. Shown you already the individual search. I'm going to show you a little variation. We're going to use Jane Doe. Sorry for this. And we're going to do family. So for the year 2015, we're going to do the entire family for Jane Doe. When I click go, it's going to give us a preview HTML version of the family. And it's going to go into, going to group names first. So people are going to be grouped. So you see Jane ended here on 12/10. Jack starts back here. So it's going to be grouped by person and then by date. And then it's going to give us a total. And just like before, you can download the PDF and use that to give to your client for end of year accounting. The next item on the list is where we can download all of our demographics for our client database. So you can do this for each doctor. This is how the clients get checked in. Or you can do it for the entire office. So when you click go, it downloads a CSV or comma separated value, which is a default universal spreadsheet. So when you download the CSV and you click on it, it's going to automatically open up your favorite spreadsheet program. Mine is Excel, and this is what it looks like. The information that is in the CSV is just the demographics, the first name, last name, gender, birth date, which is important if you send out birthday cards, the physical address, which is important if you send out birthday cards, emails for email communication and just any kind of marketing that way. Phone number, hopefully it's a cell phone number so you can do some texting from this. Referrals are important. And then first appointment, when was their last appointment? How many times have they been seen in the office? And who did they check in under? In most spreadsheets, they have advanced functions for sorting. So if you go to data and filter on Excel, and you can sort by last appointment. This is just the example I use. I would probably not spend a lot of time trying to recover this patient who's been in 6 times, but the last time was almost 2 years ago. I would focus on those people that have been in this year, since February all the way up to the first week of September. And that's where I would focus mine. That's how I would use this function of the CSV. You can upload this data to Constant Contact or MailChimp or Infusionsoft or whatever other kind of contact management system you use, and it'll update all these, and if there's any duplicates, it'll not duplicate them. So it's a pretty good way of just downloading the CSV and then uploading it to your customer management system and then managing your emails and such that way. So that's how you use the CSV download. Obviously, some of you are going to come up with some ingenious ways. Hopefully you share it with us. The next in the panel here is user preferences. For this user, this is how we set their login email, their login password, first name, last name, but then also the display name. You'll notice that this is the same as this up here. That's where that is set. And then handedness left and right, that'll play an importance if you're using a tablet, but only for the encounter module. The next piece of the administration panel here is office preferences. This is where we can go in and set the office name, which is up here. This is also where we can put in a time zone that's being added, so we can add in whatever time zone we need. And then the 2 login methods that I referred to in the kiosk video. Name search is the easiest and most versatile to use. Name and phone gets very specific and very picky on how it's used, but this is how you set that. And obviously you can change your logo here, which is up in this right hand corner. The next panel is user maintenance. This is where we look at all the users in the office, and we can change some settings but not all. So for D at PCN, which is what I'm logged in as now, you can see this here, right-handed, I can enable or disable that person or that user. I can let that person have access to the encounter module or not. So if they're a front desk person, they may not need access to the encounter module. So this is where I can set that. They can manual check-in mode, which is kiosk. If we have a front desk person, we probably don't want to get them locked out of their use of PCN. It causes a lot of backlog and just messy stuff. You have to go clear the cache and sometimes restart the machine. So we may turn off manual check-in mode. But front desk definitely needs assisted check-in. They may not need an admin, may not need reports, they may not need to set preferences and all that stuff. So this is where you can set those settings. Click on that icon, and some of the settings can be done here. Since I'm not an administrator for this account, I can just mess with stuff for my user account. And you can also add a new user here. Back to administration. So we're back on the administration panel. So we've done all of these. Now client maintenance, this is where you can go and do some back-end stuff for client files. So we're just going to pick on Rhett here since he's the first. The button over here is how we can edit their information. So if they move or somebody has a name change or their personal information changed, this is where we set that information. If we need to group a family together, this is where we can do that. Right now, on September 23rd of 2016, we do not allow you to ungroup families. We have to do that, and it takes reporting a ticket, which is always available with the support button over here. And that you'll have to just ask us how to do that, and we'll send you the instructions. If a client needs to be deactivated, they pass away or they permanently move away, you click them to not active, and that is how you take care of that. So personal information, if I click on the icon, takes us to a list. If you see 2-3, they're not going to be changing that much. That's a permanent item. Their listing is not going to change much, and if you're a true Cardinals fan, that doesn't change much either. If you need to add an item, you can click on new items and add another permanent item or semi-permanent item to the list, and that will show up on every visit that person comes in. And then family members, click on that. We can go to edit, and then we can also add family members. Brings up all of your clients, and so I can click on these and add them to the family if I want to do that. Be very careful. Again, it takes a ticket, a service ticket, a support ticket for us to undo those. Go back to client. We're actually going to go back here. Didn't make any changes I wanted to save. And then docs over here. This is a list of where we can attach documents to the client file. The date up here is the date of the document. I want to emphasize it's the date of the document. It's not today's date. If somebody brings you in 5 or 10-year-old x-rays and you scan them, you don't want to put in today's date as the date of those x-rays. You want to put in the date that they were taken. So this is where you do that, and then the system will sort those in order of the date that was given. It doesn't matter what type of file it is. We do not provide a viewer. It's just a place to store them. So we have some people that use the Titron scanners, and those files have a special suffix, and that suffix can only be read by the Titron program. So we just store it for them. We don't provide a viewer. The maximum upload size is 5 megabytes. So if you are doing a lot of paperwork and you're scanning them into a super high-res PDF, it will not upload any file above 5 megabytes. So make sure you're doing that. And then when you choose a file, it opens up your browser, your file browser. Click on that. And then when you click upload, it loads that file into this list. The way you get from there, the way you get your information from this list is you click the download button, and it downloads it for you to your download folder. When you click on it, it will open up the image for you that you have attached. And obviously, since they're a St. Louis Cardinals fan, they're going to have something like that in their file. back to the modules, back to administration. And that is the complete administration module overview.
Thank you for watching this video demonstration. Make sure to watch our other videos to fully explore pureCHIROnotes. When you are ready, we have an easy way to begin your subscription. Just go to pureCHIROnotes.com/sign-up.